Good morning, guys. My topic for this final presentation will be about adoption. I'll be discussing the challenges of adoption, recommendations for good parenting, resources for parents, as well as looking at a few theories. So let's get to it. As someone who has been adopted themselves, I could say that I've learned a lot about myself, the place I call home, and the people that I call family. When the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace by Jimi Hendrix, one of my favorite quotes. Adoption. Adoption Network says one of every 25 U.S. families with children have an adopted child. According to the U.S. Census, about half of these have both biological and adopted children. The average child waits for an adopted family for more than 3 years. 11% spend 5 years or more waiting for a family, 43,083 children. The average age of children waiting for an adopted family is 8. I agree with this statement since I was adopted early as well. Even though the even though the transition to a new home was smooth, living with my biological brother, I had learned to adapt into a new culture and new rules, which took a few years. Here are a few pictures. Challenges in adoption. The adoption process can be long and daunting. There are requirements for medical clearance of both parents, background checks, and seemingly endless paperwork. This is very true. The process can be very long and exhausting. A few years ago, my parents decided to adopt my niece, who's now 7 years old. Her process took time as well. Being able to acknowledge your child's birth parents. So that's another challenge. What I mean by this is that even though your child was born to other people, this truth can lead to feelings of jealousy, insecurity, and also anger from both children and adopted parents. Here are a few more pictures. Challenges part two. My biological parents were immigrants from Haiti. When I was younger, I wasn't told much. I was just told just a little bit when I was a kid until I got older and had the community exposure. That's when I began to reconnect with my roots. My family, who I live with, had to learn and incorporate some of the culture into my life. I feel like they did a good job in keeping my brother and I connected with our siblings. This is especially true in cultural or multiracial family where your child does not physically resemble you or your partner. I relate to this because I'd be curious as to why my brother and I look different from everyone else in the household. Challenges part three. The feeling of disconnection from the family. A child may have had issues when it comes to abandonment or may have dealt with abuse. What needs to be done is to be there and to constantly let your child know that they will always be a part of the family. This takes patience and time. Recommendations for good parenting. First thing is to be prepared to change. When dealing with an older or younger child, you need to know his or her needs and how to meet those needs. There might be certain behaviors that you will need to learn in order to adjust. Develop patience. This ain't something that comes quickly. It takes time. Patience also means developing a broader view. Although that's hard when we are in crisis, we still need to work on it. We need to say, I can wait until you feel some kind of love. For me, I'm not going to go anywhere. I could wait for the rest of your life. It's not so much patience on a day-to-day basis, but rather a lifetime of patience. Patience does come with having an open mindset or perspective on different views. Patience is always needed. Part two, loving loving the kids for who they are now comes with knowing and valuing their strengths. There are many stereotypes, diagnoses, labels that children carry that it's easy to forget about. So it's important to realize that there are more than these labels or stereotypes. Focus on commitment. Yes, it's good to have love and trust when adopting a child, but the commitment has to be just as strong. A lot of these children don't know what parental love feels like, and what adoptive parents are highly recommend to do is to always be there for them time and time again. Resources available for parents. Reflective parenting programs, theory, and developmental recent research has indicated that parental reflective functioning or mentalization plays a crucial role in the development of a range of healthy adaptations in both parent and child. This article talks about the effectiveness in directly intervening with parents in enhancing and encourage the development of reflective capabilities. A website that I found called NACAC, North American Council on Adoptable Children, has connections where you are able to get training, advocate, and find any answers that you are looking for. There you can also find view news, how to adopt, adoption practice and assistance, and even review a chart that compares the major aspects of all state adoption programs, which is pretty neat. And the link is right here as well below. Theories. Here are some theories that I felt that was connected to my topic. Social learning theory is one of the biggest theories I connected with the topic of adoption. The social learning theory is a theory of learning process and social behavior that proposes new behaviors that can be acquired by observing and even imitating others. And being a parent, watching, guiding your child, and to see them grow and be successful to be great out in the world is the biggest end goal. Another theory is the attachment theory. In the book that we've been reading by Brooks, our class book, adults' behavior determines the quality of attachment between parents and children. When parents are accepting, emotionally available, sensitive to meeting babies' needs, children, about 62% in US middle class samples form secure attachments to them. Find this on page 85. And here's a video. I'm gonna show a little bit just because it's pretty long.
It's not the Grammy, but it's another game. Why don't you careful open it up? I want you to read it.
I'm going to be adopted.
serious? Yeah. Is this gonna make me cry? No. Take it out and then just rip the box. Oh no way! Oh, they're Batman versus Superman. No! Serious?
What?
No, they're not. Really?
Well, read it to us then.
Wow, it's.
It's what? Jump on it now. We can't stand this.
No, it's a petition for adoption.
Very nice.
All right, there's a little bit of that video. Sharing. Oops. All right. And here are my references. So thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.